I once got an email with the title boasting that the rest of the country should take Texas's example and should follow it. I should tell you that I probably laughed for a good 5, 10 minutes before I was physically in pain from laughing so hard. Let's see, what example should they follow? The one where they're starting to try to replace um, science with nothing but creationism in the classroom, in the science classes, which sets up a lot of future generations to be doomed to fail in the world markets who don't teach such things in their classrooms. They teach actual science because whether you like it or not, billionaires tend to know science. Industries that thrive tend to know science. Or no, wait, let me guess. No, they should revoke sexual education in favor of abstinence-only education, and we should all be, #1 in teen pregnancy rates and repeat teen pregnancy rates. How about, no, 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 I know the example they're talking about. We should say that our deficit, as well as any of the droughts in our country, are just too big for one government to be able to handle. So we're going to put our country's fate in the Lord's hands and hold the nationwide prayer rally to pray for things like rain for the southwestern areas that so desperately need it, as well as, an end to our fiscal crises. And then when there's a dribble of rain, we're going to claim victory that our prayers were answered and that this indeed proves once and for all that prayer works. Are those the examples? No, no, I know what it is. I know what it is. It's the defunding of Planned Parenthood because you don't want taxpayer money to go for these clinics that you are convinced does nothing but abortions, despite the fact that the reality does not reflect that. Are those the examples that the country should follow? Is that the doctrine that Obama should follow? I'm not kidding. This is literally what this email's title said, and I couldn't read anything beyond that because I had tears in my eyes laughing at how absolutely abysmally horrendous of an idea that would be. If the rest of the country followed suit with Texas, we'd be we'd be auctioned off and sold to China in no time, and I'm not even joking about that. Now, what's brought a lot to this to mind? Well, gee, it seems that Texas has realized that they kind of screwed the pooch when they defunded Planned Parenthood and are actually starting to look at reversing their decision. Despite the fact that Rick Perry is trying to stand firm and saying that this is somehow unchristian-like and that this isn't something that we can get into because, again, we don't want to have our hard-earned taxpayer money going to those filthy whores who are using abortions for contraception by and large. Never mind that when everything is said and done, that abortion accounts for 3% out of 100% of the services that Planned Parenthood provides. What are some of the other things they do? Other women's health services, 10%. Cancer screening, link down below, by the way. And prevention, 16%. Sexually transmitted diseases and infection testing and treatment is a whopping 35%, and contraception, which I guess you could probably lump into the abortion thing if you were so inclined and stupid, at a whopping 35%. I guess if you think that women are using abortion as contraception, then the two terms become interchangeable, right? It's not about a woman's right to choose. It's about killing innocent babies. It's all about babies, 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 babies. Never mind that you don't give a crap about the baby once it comes out. When it's a boy, You don't care about its body autonomy. Just lop that foreskin right off, right? Because that's medically necessary. But if we suggest the same thing for the girls, oh, we're being barbaric, right? You don't care about the funding and the projects and everything else. In fact, your worst nightmare, Texas, came to bear when you realized that an increase in births and coupled with your abhorrent sexual education, I put it in air quotes because you're basically just saying birds do it, bees do it, you don't do it. End of talk. And then you're getting not just record numbers of teen births, but record numbers of repeat teen births or teen pregnancies. And guess what all that means? Welfare babies! Welfare babies, the likes of which these idiots in Texas legislation didn't even consider. Because remember, you conceive it, you have to birth it, and then you have to take care of it. Oh, but you're still in high school and maybe not even old enough to get a job yet because of, labor laws and things of this nature here. Well, gee, maybe you should have thought about that before you spread your legs, right, whore? Because that's so encouraging. That so fixes everything. When you've shoved down their throat time and time again that a fetus is a live baby, that a zygote is a live baby, that the cell cluster is a live baby, and that to kill that is to commit murder. What did you think was going to happen, Texas? Seriously, what did you think was going to happen? You ignorant piles of crap. No, I'm sorry. That would be an insult to piles of crap. But so now, when it's impacting your checkbook once again on the other end of things because of all these welfare babies, now you're thinking, gee, maybe our little crusade against abortion and women's health rights and all this other stuff that we didn't care to consider because we're all about abortion, 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 abortion. Planned Parenthood may as well just be called Abortions Are Us because it doesn't do anything but abortion. It's just 24/7 abortion factory. You conceive it, we'll suck that fucker out, we'll launch it out into space, right? And because of your stupid crusade, because of your morals, your social morals, your biblical morals, whatever morals places you get your morality from that tells you what to do, how to act, how to practically freaking dress, you still got screwed. Only now you're getting screwed even worse than if you had just allowed business as usual to happen. And this isn't even getting into any of the STD stuff. We've got some rather nasty cases of gonorrhea going on that are very, very resistant to traditional treatments in this country. And you wanted to just be like, oh, those low-income families, we don't care about them. Those low-income women, no, no, no. We don't care because that whole thing about cancer screening and STDs screening, that's just smoke screen, and that's just another word for abortion, right? You reap what you sowed, Texas. You absolutely reaped what you were sowing. And the fact that you're trying to backpedal without backpedaling, like EA, and act as if, oh, well, we've reconsidered our ideals about women's health or stuff of this nature, while some of you are ringing the alarm bells of, we're overrun with babies. Which again, what did you think was going to happen, Texas? What did you honestly think was going to happen? It would be a baby utopia? That everything would just take care of itself because if you slut shame enough, if you shame people who need things like contraception just to regulate their body because you won't let them have the kind of sex that would allow them to naturally regulate their body, that would suddenly magically work, that kids would no longer become sexual beings until, or I should say teenagers would no longer become sexual beings until we were ready for it, or at least until their 18th birthday, right? Right? That abstinence works every time, which it does if it's employed, but it's not plausible. If anything, it's destructive and detrimental, not just to the person themselves, but to their own bodies, men and women. Oh, you can't masturbate. That's evil. That's what the devil wants you to do. Yeah, because that makes sense. The devil just wants us to stop productivity because he wants us to be diddling ourselves all the time, every time, because that's how you take over the world. But yeah, so links are down in the underbar. Couldn't have happened to a nicer state. You guys deserve it. You basically can eat me because I am sick and tired of your obstructionist idealisms. I'm sick and tired of the things that you're trying to force upon people without any thought whatsoever about the impact on the future lives of future generations of your children. And when it backfires on you, do you ever admit, well, gee, maybe that was a bad call? That maybe we can find a happy medium in all of this instead of just defunding something that women needed. Oh, that's right, I forgot. Women don't need things because they are not people, right? We have this subversive backdoor to ending to bringing back women's suffrage by just making it that the man is the head of the household, right? So therefore the woman is to serve him and his needs, and her needs, meh, she dies, she dies. We just go to the store and buy a new one, right? I'm just so tired of this battle. I'm so tired of this backwards, ancient, unnecessary battle. I'm tired of knowing the truth of abortion prohibition and having people who have not or were not paying enough attention to the problems with abortion prohibition, not to mention the fact that it's not our right to say what a woman can or cannot do with her body. And we're just throwing it out the window. We don't care. We don't care about women because maybe we know what happens, but we think that a baby only happens outside of marriage if you're a whore. I hope you're happy, Texas. I really do. You are one of many states that just absolutely disgust me. If we could just cut off your border physically and let you float out into the ocean and become your own island of stupid, then I would be happy about that. But I digress.